Dan yesterday was Orgeron told the story. I told you right after. We got to get you on to follow up. Good morning, my man. How are you?
Hey, good morning, guys. Good to be on here with y'all.
Absolutely.
Hell
so,
yeah,
so,
man.
see, so Orgeron, the way he tells the story is that LSU got Joe, you got your fiance, and everybody gets a national championship. Tell me that part of the story about take me back 2 years ago when Joe was thinking about getting out of Ohio State and how LSU came into play.
Yeah, it was funny hearing Coach O say that yesterday because that is about as spot on as you could get. I went with the politically correct, Joe needs to make the decision type answer, and he just straight up said, Dan, you need to man the F up. And so, my relationship with Joe, we're close, but we've got 15 years age difference. So me telling Joe like what I thought, what I wanted, that wasn't going to be how it went down. So I kind of like sat there and a couple of days, thought about it, wrote some stuff down, talked to Joe, asked him some questions because what he always said, he wanted to play at the highest level. He wanted to win football games. And, if that was true, from my perspective, there's only one place that could be done. Baton Rouge, baby.
Yeah, it ain't Cincinnati. I'll tell you that. It ain't going to play for the Bearcats.
So wait, Dan, Dan, did you feel like that Cincinnati, like Orgeron said that Sunday morning, he felt like he was going to Cincinnati. After you had seen both pitches, did you have a feel either way of what he was leaning before you talked to him?
Yeah, I know Joe was having a tough time making a decision. Looking back on it, if you ask me that, yeah, I would say slightly leaning that way, just because it was kind of the easy button, and he had been through some challenging situations, and kind of felt like he deserved the job, and didn't get it, and just kind of mentally messed with his head a little bit.
Yeah.
So, I think he was leaning that direction, and he took that week to really think about it. I'd been to Baton Rouge a few times. I knew it was a special place. And, with what he was saying, winning football games, highest level, I told Joe I thought he could reach all of his goals in Baton Rouge. And, I think he did. He did a good job.
Fairy tale.
Yeah, I would say so.
Tale.
I'm going to start a petition to get a Dan statue right next to Joe's. I mean, just like right behind, throwing up the L's, dude.
There might be one on Bourbon Street after the national championship.
Otherwise, put one in Uncle Earl, right? I mean, there you go. That'd be great.
Yeah.
Talking to Dan Burrrow here on Off the Bench, 104.5 worthy 94.7 ESPN. Dan, so you mentioned the 15-year gap between you all. I imagine as Joey's coming up, it's like your little bro. He's kind of a little snot. You're messing with him, whatever. You're protective, all these things. So then what was it like? Because we talked to your dad a lot about this, but from the older brother perspective, what was it like watching this run of last year and just everything that they accomplished?
Man, special doesn't even do it justice. Like, you go from my dad retiring to just the way this season started to the momentum they built throughout the entire season to watching it finish. Like, I mean, it was, just incredible. I don't think you could have written a better story. I guess from our perspective, beating Ohio State in that championship game or that first playoff may have been a little sweeter. But yeah, I mean, honestly, it just pays tribute to, Joe's hard work, all those kids' hard work, those coaches. They had a special team last year, and they made the most of it.
How crazy has this part of the process been for the family, everybody close to him?
Well, you mentioned it earlier. I am engaged, trying to get married.
Yeah.
My wedding just pushed, so
Yep.
I haven't talked to Joe for a little while, but just talking to him every once in a while, it's just bizarre world that we're living in where Joe gets asked to do Coach K's podcast. Joe gets, all these autographed memorabilia from these famous people saying nice things about him, phone calls. It's just out of this world.
Hey, Dan, this is Jordy Collada from Off the Bench. We believe that Joe probably serves best to make his radio debut in South Louisiana right here. It's time for you to man up and make that call and make it happen, Dan.
Hey, Jordy, I'll see what I can do.
No.
It's
You've
Joe's
done
decision. At the end of the day, it's Joe's decision.
Cut the crap, Dan. No, but it was such a special year. And tell Jama congratulations, and I hope everything works out for you guys during this part of it.
Jordy put me on a little nugget here that I didn't realize. I knew you played in Nebraska. So were you college teammates with Richie Incognito?
College teammates with Richie, yes. College teammates. He was a couple years young, maybe 1 or 2 years younger than me. Coach Bo Pelini was my defensive coordinator my junior year at Nebraska.
Oh wow! I don't think I realized that. Shout out. He was the DC at LSU when I was there too. But okay, do you have? Can you give me a young? Because I mean, old Incognito's crazy enough. I can only imagine what a college Incognito was like. Can you give me any stories? Is anything safe for on air?
Public radio, Danny B. Easy, Danny B.
Yeah.
Easy, Danny B.
Nothing safe for air, Bob. Right. Nothing I can think of immediately that's safe for your airwaves.
That's fair.
Dan, we appreciate the relationship, everything that you've done for us in the show, man. Thank you, and hopefully when everything works out, we were looking forward to catching up during the spring game and pro day. That's not going to work out, so hopefully sometime soon. Thank you for this morning.
Hey, get my statue up at Uncle Earl's. Go
Consider it done. All right, man, there he is, Dan Burrrow checking in.